Much. I never encountered one myself, but I heard stories about them. Mist bearers, like most creatures on this island, emerged from the weirdness. They were always drawn to magic. The druids believed they fed on it in some way. Merlin forbade his apprentices from hunting them. Druids were too valuable to our war effort to be distracted by such pursuits, and they were meant to. What became of them after the war, I do not know. I heard rumors. The Del Rita chief, yet when I asked, they had little to say. It seems their brotherhood has found a way to bend the weirdness to their will. That is good, I suppose. If you have the chance to learn from them, do so. We need every advantage to...
Everything. What brings you here? May Mather's strong arm embrace you.
wonder if Calum will ever come back. I wonder if he'll be angry that I'm not here.
Even your silence carries meaning. What are you looking for? I assume he fell victim to his own pride and tried to make himself immortal. Typical. That man had no sense of self-preservation. He thought life was driving him, but to me, it always seemed like he was racing towards death. I'm glad the matter has been handled. I'll even give you something extra for your trouble. And what about his research? The Forbloom. That's incredible. I'd heard the legends, but this journal shows there's truth in them. And Calum, for all his madness, might have been right. If we could find the Forbloom, it could change everything. Bring us closer to our goal. Oh, my little baby owl. It's clear you're still learning the ways of a true alchemist. Everyone knows the legend of the Forbloom. It's the origin of all plant life in Avalon, the very seed of the weirdness that gave rise to all life as we know it. Without plants, there'd be no animals, no humans, not even the Fordwellers. And since life tends to guard itself, the Forbloom has its defenders too. The Strawfathers, the Gloomfronds. All that protects life from the thoughtless destruction by humans. This proves that the seed of the Forbloom could be the pure spark of life we've been searching for. Ah, I see. So it was all for nothing. We need to keep searching. I won't lie, I was as excited for this as a keeper for venison. But after so many years in the guild, I should be used to the taste of failure. Ah, you're right. Tomorrow's another day. Each of us has our own research to pursue, and that's what counts. May Mother's strong arm embrace you. There's nothing more for us to do together. It's time for you to spread your wings and follow your own path. And if that path leads you to find Phaedros, then your career with the guild will keep progressing. Last I heard, he'd taken quite an interest in the statue of the great beasts near Quanacht. Strange fascination, even by our standards. And yes, my little owl, you're off to find another mad alchemist. But really, what else did you expect from the Alchemists Guild? We're all a touch eccentric, aren't we? Don't worry about me. I'll focus on my own work. Something tells me our paths will cross again. May Mather's strong arm embrace you.
Greetings, kind, sir? Madam? Right, so, would you perchance be interested in browsing my wares? Only the finest Avalon can offer, and the finest I can offer, that is. Anyway, where were we? But I guess practice makes perfect, right? Oh, I come from a village in the north. It's deep in the woods as well, so we don't have a lot of contact with other people. That's right, very small, very isolated, very peculiar. Me? No. I'm pretty sure they already have merchants there. I've heard they're quite territorial, and you can't have too many in one place. Or maybe that's foxes? I'm not sure. Anyway, you're in luck. I can show you my home. Ooh, I've always wanted to have a guest. Yes, in that cave over there. It's very cozy. I got lucky, as it was almost empty when I found it. Could you believe that? I didn't even have to fight a bear to move in. There were a few dead humans, but it's not like they minded. I put them in a neat pile in the corner. Ah, you're probably right. But you're the first person who's taken the time to talk to me, even just for a little while. Besides, I decorated it myself, and I really want someone to see it. And that's perfectly fine. Feel free to have a look around anytime you want. Good, great, actually. I even had a customer the other day. He brought some of my very special mushrooms, and he didn't even try to haggle. And they do cost quite a lot, I think. Oh, you see, I stole them from a grove that belongs to one nasty Spriggan. And if he caught me, I'd be dead, or worse. None that I know of. They're just mushrooms. I mean, I'm not saying they are useless, and, well, the Spriggan might have done something to them. Spiteful piece of work that he is, but I don't think so. Well, no. The customer asked me why the mushrooms are so expensive. So I explained that they were very special, and that I gathered them under the cover of night at a place guarded by a dangerous magical being. I have no idea what you mean by that, but it sounds like a compliment, so I will take it. Thank you. I'd just be grateful if you didn't try to sell me any weapons, or nails, or buckets with iron handles. It's not that I have anything against things made of iron. I simply don't condone violence, that's it. I hope you found what you were looking for. I rarely do. But I find other things, and then you can buy them. to head to the Menhir. If I've read the notes correctly, the ritual has the best chance of success if we perform it after nightfall. No time to lose. The sooner we start, the sooner we'll rid our lands of this Camelot scum. Now I need to prepare myself, but I'll be waiting for you by the Menhir after nightfall. It worked. I can hardly believe it. I mean, I hoped, of course, that the wisdom of my predecessors and our shared effort wouldn't fail, but you know how it is. Something could have gone wrong. Is everything all right? You don't look too well, eh? Hey?
So, it's done. The Menhir is alive once more. This changes everything. The people of Cornoct will stay where they are.
I wouldn't be so sure. The weirdness continues to thicken, and the threat of the Red Death hasn't passed. Besides, I still have my orders, and they clearly state where your Menhir belongs.
I know you have your orders, and I, as a lord, am bound by Camelot's law. But the moment of choice has come, and I stand with my people. I am the Lord of Cornoct, not Camelot. I cannot simply command my subjects to abandon their land.
Of all times, you choose now to grow a moral backbone? Spare me. You are a lord, and it is your subjects' duty to do as you command. And if you defy Camelot, well, I don't think I need to tell you how that will end.
But that's where you're wrong, Denholm. There is one thing even Camelot cannot dispute. Not if they wish to avoid a civil war that would break out if they defied their own laws.
What are you talking about? How exactly is Camelot defying its own laws?
I will lead an expedition to find the Holy Grail. Such is my will.
What? So you've really thought this through, haven't you? Well, if that is the will of the Lord of Kurnocht, then Camelot will have no choice but to acknowledge it. I'll report this to command. They're in for a surprise.
You heard what Denholm said. Camelot won't dare touch the Menhir as long as I lead the expedition for the Holy Grail. Once again, I need your help, and I'm prepared to grant whatever you ask in return. People I can trust, those prepared to share the burden of this quest for the Grail. I can't command anyone to join me. They must come of their own free will. Otherwise, the expedition is doomed to fail before it even begins. You see, here's where it gets interesting. I've turned Camelot's own ancient laws against them. No one can dissuade the Seekers of the Holy Grail from their sacred mission. That means all orders are effectively halted until I return. With my shield, or on it. It also ensures the people of Kurnocht have the right to remain on their land until I'm back. Which, of course, means I don't have to return at all. I don't, but perhaps I should. A lord's worth is measured by the respect of his people. It is time I follow in the footsteps of my noble ancestors and do what must be done. If this holy mission can secure peace for my people, then I shall see it through. And if by some miracle we return with the legendary Grail, all the better. My word would become law, and the men here would remain untouched. By Camelot's own laws, I could even lay claim to the crown should I wish it, but I don't. My Kurnocht is enough for me. I would start by looking among... Then there's Urfa, a skilled blacksmith who was once a formidable warrior. If not for the strength of his muscles, the strength of his mind could prove useful. You might also speak with Maggot. Since the two of you have been through so much together, he may not be thrilled by the idea, but I believe his heart is still in the right place. A sense of purpose in what we're about to undertake. Now that the Menhir is reignited, it no longer matters whether we return with the Grail or not. The people will be safe and retain the right to stay on their land. Each of them must understand that this is about the fate of all Kurnocht. For some, it might even serve as a chance for a change in scenery. Approach them with kindness. They all have their demons, and I doubt they'll agree to join if they are still tethered by unresolved matters. Thank you. And believe me, the reward you'll receive for your efforts will be priceless. And whether they agree or not, I will set out for the Grail. I will buy more time for Kurnocht. What news? The people are Stay quiet. Stay safe.
Ah, there you are. What news do you bring to the court today? Take care out there.
I know. I'm the one who suggested it. It's the only way to get Camelot to hold off moving the Menhir. Yvain can count on me. After everything that's happened, I see now that this is the right path. Tell Yvain I'll join him on this holy mission. Yes, we can. I owe it to Ailey, and to the people of Kunot. A hospital is more than just walls and beds. It's a chance to bring the All-Mother's light directly to those in need. I shall make it happen, but I'll need Yvain's support. If he can spare the resources, we can make the hospital free and independent. Would you speak to him for me, please? I doubt he'll agree if I'm the one asking. Deep down, he still resents me for not being able to save his beloved Maeve. Thank you. If anyone can persuade him, it's you. You've got a knack for getting things done around Kunart, and I'm sure he knows that. Speak to his better nature. Remind him what Kunart stands to gain. With his help, we can make this a reality. All-Mother guide you.
Stay quiet. Stay safe.
The hospital? But we barely have the resources to make... Why should I divert funds to this? You make a strong point. The people need to see that I care, especially in these trying times. Very well. Diante has my support. See that it's used wisely.
Just passing through? Good.
Always a pleasure to see you. Oh, there you are. I'm so glad to see you. I haven't had the truth be told. It's still rather hectic here. But at least I don't have to constantly worry about money and supplies anymore. I do wish I had more time for all the patients. But perhaps, in time, we'll be able to bring in another healer, or at least an apprentice. Not really. Everything has been going quite well, though Legate Denham isn't too happy about this development. Oh, if you come across any herbs or potion ingredients, feel free to bring them to me. I'd be happy to buy them.
Thank you. The All-Mother's light will shine there, through every patient we help.
Thank you for believing in us. For believing in her. Together. Oh, and if you ever come across anything useful for the hospital, herbs, supplies, we'll need all the help we can get to keep this place running.
If nobody's working the anvil, then it means the forge... A woman happened. Once he was all the way after I could... Now I stoop. What Baal... He didn't want... But me, I... Really? Well, if this can put Baor back on his feet... Baor? changed.
What? What happened? I don't remember much. There was a cave. And a girl? She touched me. I came back and dreamt. Then there's only darkness.
That's right. And what did I always tell you about chasing after women, huh? She stole your heart, literally. You're lucky this one showed up. Otherwise, I never would have guessed you fell in love with a weird beast. Better take this to your grave if you don't want to become a laughingstock. You're so smart, and yet so stupid, eh? Well, get up now, whelp. Enough lazing about. You can take it easy today, but tomorrow you're back in the forge first thing in the morning. You've got a lot to catch up on.
I'm sorry.
And you, thank you. I'd thank the All-Mother for sending you at the last minute, but I don't want to owe her a thing. So, I'm thanking you. Finally, we can get back to work. I missed it. If you ever need a smith, you can come to me. All right, back to work. Oh, hello. Do you need something? Times are tough, but I won't forget what you did for Beor. Tell me, how can old Airfir repay you? It all began innocently enough. Our milksop of a lord, Yvain, decided that we didn't have the right tools to unearth the riches of our land. So he sent messengers to Camelot asking for their men and equipment. It was supposed to make us richer. And it worked. For a while. They came here and resumed mining. Brought gold with them too. So for a while there, we were even happy to see new faces. Then news from Camelot arrived. The Red Death is in Kuanacht. The weirdness is getting thicker.
We declare martial law. Cut down all the trees and take the manure with us. Everyone goes to Camelot.
Load of bullshit, if you ask me. The weirdness has always been here. Kuanacht has been doing just fine without the support of the dogfuckers of the Round Table. Denholm, the one in charge of their army, came here with the Red Priests. It seems like he's well aware that his orders are stupid, and that people from Kuanacht are smarter than Camelot thinks. And now, Kuanacht is divided. Some want to leave for Camelot. Others can't imagine it. Like me. I just can't stomach leaving the land of my fathers. Camelot says we do. I think we don't. Even after the moronic theft of trees. Lord Milksop, of course, doesn't know what to do. If he leaves for Camelot, he'll become just another arse-kissing sponger princeling no one gives a toss about. And the court is already full of those. Here, at least, he's somebody. Or he can become somebody if he makes the right choices. The man here is dying. That's true. More and more weirdness creeps into our homes at night. Soon, the flame will no longer be enough. I don't know what would need to happen for everyone to stay in Kuanacht. The truth is, we can only survive if we keep together, either here or there. His family has a grand past. I have the utmost respect for their legacy. The Tarians made Kurnocht strong. They carried on the legacy of Palamedes, King Arthur's advisor. Our lord, though, Yvain is a coward. He lets Camelot get away with anything. Well, for now. I've heard rumors that he's been trying, in his own Who knows? Perhaps our lordling will finally grow a pair and make... Though, if you ask me, the only thing that could save him would be the quest for the Holy Grail. I have my reasons. They took a few people... Ah, damn it. Nobody came back. I don't... She would... That's all. You... What? How? How is this possible? I can't believe this. My Katrin. Do you still have the letter? Please tell me you didn't throw it away. A boy. My little boy. She mentioned once that she liked the name Llewellyn. It made me laugh. It sounded so poetic. Not really fitting for a blacksmith's son. I always wanted a son. Maybe that's why I've grown so fond of Beor. I thank you. I'm guessing the circumstances in which you got this letter must have been difficult. If everyone here were as brave as you, our Kurnocht would have a chance to weather the end of the world. Here, take this. I have no use for it anymore. I wanted to bury it with Katrin if I ever found her body. That's all I can do for you. And for her. Why? This letter doesn't change anything. Years ago, I swore I wouldn't utter a single good word about those red vermin, and I'm not going to change my mind on that anytime soon. If anything, it has assured me that... Beor is still wet behind the ears, and his heart is barely beating. Until... Beor is still...
found her, and came out alive. So that means she's dead. She wouldn't have just given you my heart back. I'm not sure. I'm guessing some kind of spell. I can't believe love could ever be that blind. Sweet All-Mother, embarrassed just thinking about it. She was a monster, as you know. A beautiful one, but only on the surface. I can't believe it's over. Oh, and I didn't have a chance to express my gratitude. Although, an apology might be more fitting. You risked your life for me. That's more than I could ever ask of anyone. Even someone dear to me. So, thank you. What brings you here? What do you need? You're just in time. The What do you need? The men here in Connacht is dying. Perhaps the Camelot. I just want to do my job. It hasn't been easy for him. You've seen what they did to the trees near... even before I got... I'm forging a new heart. It's easier... I remember I felt a great... I managed to get away each morning So far, all my attempts have failed. There's a legend about the stone. Sadly... Well, a Dalriata... I was Thank you. You're just in time. about that?
You've returned. Ah, they may still appear to be... To think, you ventured into the weird... Ah, yeah. You see, it was... Of sort. And... Go forth and... Ah, you... Goodbye.
We are the sanctified martyrs. You have returned. If you come, let not... We are the sanctified martyrs. Through...
Beor is...
Red Death. My struggle continues on the holy island of Avalon. When you hear the word, follow it. Set an example for other outcasts, with your faith and with your testimony. The word is our only chance to rid ourselves of the plague's taint. And if the word commands you to kill your brothers for spreading heresy, do so, for such is his way. If the word commands you to besmirch your father's name, do so and discard your sullied self, for such is your way.
You looking for trouble?
That's not good. I was hoping we could start the evacuation soon. Now all I can do is keep sending reminder letters to Camelot. Knowing how things go... Anyway... Weird lanterns, you say? Of course, that sounds like fate. It's obvious what he's really doing. Going behind my back to curry favor with the locals. He doesn't care about their crops or their lives. Mark my words, whatever he's promised you, there's more to it. Fabius doesn't lift. I don't like it, but I'll tolerate it. For now. Just don't let him drag you too deep. What isn't he hiding? The lanterns? A means to anchor the Menhir for their convenience, not for the farmer's sake. Don't let his piety fool you. It's just... I'll await your return. I'll await your...
Excellent.
You too? You. What were you thinking? I told you, Gert has a wife and child in Camelot. How can we be sure he won't try to see them? You've just put the entire city at risk of infection. Don't expect a single coin after this stunt. I cared for Gert like a son, but Camelot's safety means more than one soldier. Don't show your face to me again until you... Have you dealt with Gert? Still no word on Gert? You'd best not be...
Just go down already!
terribly sorry for all that hassle. I should have taken more precautions. Yes, thank you. Just a bit shaken. The beasts must have somehow escaped during the night. When I woke up, they were already prowling the territory. I bolted the door and sat inside, hoping they'd leave. But, well, it's a good thing you showed up. Otherwise, I'd have had to choose between starvation and being mauled. Their pen, of course. The beasts were... my test subjects. I was sure they were significantly weakened and wouldn't pose much of a danger. I must have miscalculated. It's a bit of a shame they're all dead. I'll have to start everything from scratch. After the autopsies, of course. I lured them. They may be built differently and are quite tough, but most of them still need to eat, and they are susceptible to certain poisons. That's an interesting question. Perhaps they've been in captivity long enough to forget the concept of freedom. Or maybe they've claimed this place as their territory, and the only thing that changed was their living conditions. Or perhaps they were just dumb beasts waiting for the closest source of food to leave the house. I suppose we'll never know. Nonsense. Where else will I conduct my experiments? I'd rather endanger just myself instead of, say, the entire population of Connacht. The weirdness and life itself. I don't know if you've ever dissected a weird beast, but their bodies are quite fascinating. Nothing is in its rightful place, and, for all intents and purposes, they shouldn't even be alive. And yet, there they are, prowling and growling. It's a bit of a miracle, don't you think? Well, I suppose, given the nature of your encounters with them, your skepticism is not unfounded. But if you ever have the chance to look deeper, I do encourage experimentation. Oh. Did he? Well, if the guild is so impatient for results, they should have sent someone sooner. Now all my beasts are gone, and I'm still missing a crucial ingredient. Yes, I suppose you are. I'm sorry for my outbursts. It's been a stressful couple of days. You see, weird beasts are unique creatures. The spark of life they carry is as twisted as it is relentless. I believe it can be extracted and transferred, creating a being capable of living in the weirdness without succumbing to its corruption. With everything that's been happening on Avalon, I believe this is the only way we can survive. The pigs can already do that. Well, yes, but they hardly escape disfigurement and corruption, do they? Besides, they only skirt the edges of the weirdness. They don't dwell deep within the fog. If I succeed, humans will be able to live in the weirdness freely, no matter how dense it becomes. The heart of a Fae. Well, the Fae, to be precise. I'm not interested in the heart of some half-feral beast from the host. I need something far more powerful. I've heard of a Fae that calls itself Foxglove. It dwells in the roots of an ancient tree, lurking for unsuspecting travelers. Supposedly, it's cunning and quite vicious. If you bring me its heart, you won't just be doing me a favor. You'll be aiding all of Avalon. Me? Of course not. I'm just a scientist. I doubt I'd have survived such an encounter. I've only heard rumors. They might be exaggerated, of course, but I wasn't going to risk my life just to satisfy my curiosity. powerful beings that seem to only half belong to Avalon. They have their own realm, and don't appear to care much about the weirdness. They are a missing piece of the puzzle, I think. I may be wrong, but every theory must be tested, shouldn't it? Splendid, I assure you. If ever...
You'll fall to my sword.
Got something for me to...
Nice to see you. Yes? Yeah.
Welcome back. They don't. Well, one more thing. No, there's. Annie, there. And. But. He's. What of. You know, I was just going to ask you to talk to Anselm for me. But if breaking in is what you just...
Doing okay?
I should stay out of trouble. Good to see you. Are you now? I told... Truly, she came here. Take the...
Lovely mortal he sent my way. Such a silly man, that Phaedros. Does he truly think I can't tell one of you from another? I can smell him on you. The sharp stench of fear and the desperation of a mortal who knows his time is running out. And that cloying trace of hope. As if he truly believed some poor soul could rescue him from the mess he's made. All his putrid human weaknesses cling to you like you're his last lifeline. It's truly pathetic. But of course, you could even say we're quite close. After all, I granted him his greatest wish. And in return, he promised me a small piece of his sad, mortal life. Only now it seems he's trying to weasel out of the deal. It's a bit insulting, don't you think? Ugh, mortals. I should have known better than to trust him. Knowledge, of course. A lofty dream of saving Avalon by filling it with monstrous beings. On the one hand, it sounds delightful. On the other, it's a bit of a waste. You see, in my realm, mortals can live as long as we wish them to. A few adjustments here and there, and they can serve us indefinitely. Yet you mortals always believe that death is your escape, even though we tell you time and again that a deal once made cannot be unmade. Phaedros thought it could work on Avalon too. He was only half right, which is why his results turned out rather beastly. Well, you take a creature that shouldn't be alive, yet is, and you combine it with the human spark that has such a relentless drive for survival. The results are quite curious. Part beast, part human. Overall nothing that should ever grace this realm. Or any other, really. But he kept trying, that fool, and kept returning. I tricked him and trying to break the deal. I gave him the knowledge he craved. Nothing more, nothing less. How he used it? That's not my responsibility, is it? They were misery given form, driven by instinct and rudimentary intelligence. So, who knows? Maybe they were just regular mortals after all. Oh, my poor sweet thing. That's just how mortals are. They use, they lie, and they'll do anything to save their own skin. Now, don't fret. I don't blame you for falling for Phaedros' little ruse. In fact, how about we make a deal? How about I give you a little something, and you take it straight to his hidey hole? Then he can bear the consequences for trying to fool us both. What do you say? Well, for starters, you get to leave here with all your limbs just as they are. But I can sweeten the deal. What do you mortals crave? Gold, isn't it? Well, actually, I don't have any of that. How about a lovely trinket? I'll even enchant it to protect that thin, fragile skin of yours. Ugh, honestly, I can almost see your blood pulsing through. Ugh, it's disgusting. Very well. Just try not to bleed too much, will you? Ugh, it's rather revolting. Ugh!
You're the one Phaedros dragged into his madness. Apologies for the mess. I'm in the middle of cleaning up. I'm Alma, the alchemist. Pleased to meet you. I won't deny I'd have preferred to meet under much more favorable circumstances. I feel a bit like I've been caught at the scene of a crime, which, in a sense, I have. Although, in my defense, if we're speaking of crimes, this one is twofold. Phaedros's reckless experiments had to be stopped. The Guild warned him repeatedly that he was crossing the line. Unfortunately, yes. The rules of our guild are clear. Crossing the established boundaries results in consequences, and those consequences grow more severe with greater transgressions. It's not like he wasn't warned. He knew exactly what he was doing and the risks involved. Believe me, taking measures like this brings me no joy. But we can't keep constant control over everyone. There are certain acts that simply cannot be forgiven. Phaedros was a threat, not just to himself and the Guild, but to others as well. I'm sorry it had to come to this. First, I need to finish cleaning up here and prepare Phaedros for a proper burial. I'll also secure the rest of his research and materials to ensure they don't fall into the wrong hands. And then I'll have to write a report. Ugh, I hate paperwork. There are so many better ways to spend my time. And then we'll talk about your next assignment. Now, that's better. Shame our meeting had to be under these circumstances. Believe me, not all alchemists act like Phaedros. You seem all right, though. Charles's calm demeanor confirms that. Tell me, what made you join the Guild? A big deal. Very lofty. But be careful, all right? Knowledge and its pursuit can come with a price. At some point, one might take just one step too far and uncover secrets that were never meant to be revealed. But I think you'll manage. So, what do you need? That's my role. Let's just say I'm a sort of guardian of alchemical ethics. But more seriously, I was assigned to this task. Apparently, I'm the best at playing nanny to misfits like us. Charles is my Croakmore, though he's far from a typical specimen of his kind. He won't bite your hand off, unless, of course, he senses ill intent. At the moment, he trusts you, which is rather uncommon. I wouldn't call the process taming. It was something different. Let's say it involved a more invasive intervention. I found Charles just after he was born, abandoned by his mother, so I took him in. It was the perfect chance to examine his brain. While working on his exposed skull, I had to disrupt the areas responsible for his sense of belonging and aggression. If this were a question, I would say it's a valid one. To be honest, I don't know the exact answer. I assume it all depends on perspective. If we accept that the brains of living beings are a kind of biological mechanism, then perhaps I managed to redirect the function of that mechanism so that it operates based on different needs and perceives its place in the world differently. Yes, that seems likely. It's hard to say. While we share a guild, not all of us keep in regular contact. Many members aren't as open about their affiliation as I am. They have their own lives and obligations, some of which might be highly conflicting. The hierarchical structure of the regular Camelosian guilds isn't something we strictly adhere to in the Alchemist Guild. Each of us has freedom in our research, as long as we don't violate ethical guidelines. All I understand is that it's a form of ancient magic, supposedly discovered by Merlin, who used it to repel the weirdness. A men here with burning weird fire can repel the weirdness on a far larger scale than a simple bonfire fueled by ethereal cobweb. Unfortunately, that's everything I know. As an alchemist, these are mysteries far beyond my knowledge or expertise. Lately, situations like this have been happening far too often. Some alchemists within our ranks are starting to rebel. Or they're coming up with utterly ridiculous ideas. I really hope this doesn't become a recurring pattern. To answer your question, unfortunately, yes, it was necessary. The rules of our guild set clear boundaries. Crossing them results in a response from us, one that becomes more severe the greater the transgression. I'm trying to conduct field research, but the last few weeks have been exceptionally frustrating. I lack necessary specimens, and I'm not exactly equipped to gather them myself. I'm skilled with a lancet, not a sword. I heard you're trustworthy. But first, a warning. The task I have for you is unpleasant and messy. It involves extracting brain matter. But before you even get to that part, you'll need to risk your life to get close enough. I need brain centers from 3 creatures. A Nookalivi, a human infected with the Red Death, and a villager touched by the weirdness. I've heard stories about peasants on farmlands near Kunacht. They were unlucky that the Menhir stopped protecting the place where they lived. I'll reward you for each of the 3 brains, as long as they're intact. A bloody pulp is better suited as a snack for Charles. Each one ties into my field of study and interests. The Nookalivi is the result of the Red Priest's experiments, likely involving the weirdness. As for the afflicted humans, I suspect significant brain alterations occur during contact with the weirdness, as well as in the final stages of the Red Death. The Red Priests have written studies, but I'd like to see for myself. Until next.
doing okay?
Always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure to see you. Hello again. What about it? Then what are you waiting for? Leave it already? And we were having such a good time. See you later.
I wasn't expecting company.
Hello again. What about? Ho, ho, ho! Quite elegant indeed. Do you know how many legends and songs I've heard about this Robbie guy? Oh, what a remarkable marksman he was. Splitting an arrow already lodged in the bullseye with his own during a tournament. What? But did anyone actually see it happen? One of them lives right here in Connacht. Why not write songs about him? A bandit is a bandit. I gave my word, didn't I? No one would... I envy you.
Oh, hello there. Yup.
Before you... Aye, it will... but and here's the...
Careful with that.
Beor is still...
What do you need? Aye.
Oh. So. He used to. Again. Then.
Hold your ground, men! Someone's out there. We'll make short work.
down.